Hi, my name is Serrica and this is my story. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I am the second child out of 9 children. My mom had us when we were kind of young, so we had to go off and live with our great-grandparents. One particular day, I guess as she got a little older, she had came back and came and got me and my brother. And this time when she came back, she wasn't alone. She was actually with the monster, the one who I call the monster. It was horrible. Once we went with her, everything went downhill. There was arguing, there was fighting, there were just verbal abuse, physical abuse that we just happened to see him doing to our mother for a while. And he just started hitting us. But when we came back with our mom, she had 2 other children that we didn't know anything about. We were lost. We didn't know that we had 2 other siblings. We had a brother and a sister. We just thought it was just us 2, but come to find out it wasn't. So we lived in Atlanta, Georgia for a while with him and her, and they decided to take us to the DMV area, which was in Washington, D.C. Once we traveled over there, it got even worse, where it was to the point where we were homeless. He would put me and my mom and my brother out, and we had to stay in the car. And he would keep my brother and his sister in a warm house. We had to go to a shelter. And so then we moved in Forest Creek. And that's when he really started doing inappropriate things to me. I remember one particular day, we in a 1-bedroom and it's 4 kids and then she's pregnant again. And the kids had to sleep in the living room while they had the room. And he would come into the living room and feel on me. And go underneath, I would have on a nightgown and he would put his hands underneath my nightgown. And again, I remember this one particular night I was asleep and I felt something so heavy on me. And I went to roll over and it was like he pushed my leg back really hard. And I woke up and it was like he was ducking down so I wouldn't see him. So I started crying and then he gets up and he puts his hand on my mouth. And he was like, don't say anything. I will kill you. I'll kill your mom and whatnot. And I was just like, I just froze. I didn't know what else to do. I'm like, I'm a kid, so I just froze. The next particular day, it was like, it didn't even happen. So I'm sitting behind the couch with one of my siblings, and we were just playing. And he happens to come over and put his hands in my shorts, and I smacked his hand. Like, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that? So he just gave me this look like, you're gonna pay for this. We moved from one part of Forest Creek to another part of it. And that's when things really got intense for me now. It was to the point where he would lock my mom out the house. He would verbally abuse her, hit on her, and at this point, it's like 5 kids, and we're looking like, what is going on? Like, why? And we're like begging our mom, could we leave? And she just would never leave. She was just okay and content with what was going on. When the days he would lock her out the house, he would wake me up in the middle of the night, make me come in the room. He also one day pulled out a machete and cut me in between my breasts when I was a little girl, because I didn't want to do something he wanted me to do. I also remember him making me put my mouth on his private part. I just cried. I just couldn't understand, like, why would he want me to do these things? Like, why was he doing this to me? I remember one particular day, it was the worst day of my life. It was when we got the call that my mom was in jail. And he took advantage of that a lot. He also wanted me to sleep with 3 men, for them to run a train on me, and this time I was 12, to get my mom out of jail. And I refused to, and I remember that day, he raped me because I didn't want to do what he wanted me to do. And I just laid in the closet after it was done and just in a fetal position, and I just cried and I cried. He was just awful. My childhood was just awful. I don't remember any good times in my childhood besides when living with my great-grandparents. And he really wanted to erase those memories out of my mind of the good times I would have. And I just refused to. Whenever he would do something bad to me, I will always go back to when I was a kid with my great-grandparents. I forgave him for hurting me, to learn that he was hurt as a kid too. And I've learned that people that's been hurt as a kid hurt other people's kids. And I was one of those people that didn't want to hurt other people's kids like that because I knew that pain. But I had to forgive him. And I did, and I forgave him. And I just can't say it enough. Like, God has put me here. God has helped me So that's one of my biggest accomplishments, was to be able to forgive and allow God into my life. Because if I didn't allow him, I don't know where I would be. And I just thank him every day, because without God, it wouldn't be Serrica. And I wouldn't be able to heal, and I wouldn't be able to know who I am as a woman. And I wouldn't know how to be a mom if it wasn't for God. So I just thank God. And now I'm able to share my story to help others people. And I pray that this story helps other people in their time of need. And I want people to know that they have to let God in first. And that's the only way they'll be able to heal.